Hey, welcome to our full body mobility flow. I've got Molly here with me today. She's going to take us through a great flexibility and mobility routine.
So today we are going to start with a traditional cat-cow. So we're just going to come onto all fours. So planting your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, nearly said it the other way around. And then nice and simple, as we inhale, we just drop the belly down, lift the hips, lift the head towards the sky. And then as we exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, gaze to the belly button, rounding through the spine. Let's take 3 more. Inhale to open the front of the body. Exhale to open the back of the body. Just moving at a nice steady pace. Just beginning to feel that spine. Knees together, sitting the hips back, extend the arms forwards. Or another option is to have big toes together, take the knees around mat width apart, just so it's a little bit more comfortable in the hips perhaps. And then again, just extend those arms forward. So we're going to flow from this position into what we call an upward facing dog. So on your next inhale, we're going to push ourselves forwards, lower the hips down towards the mat, and then lift the chest towards the sky. You want to have a gentle squeeze in the bottom here. And then as you exhale, using the hips, we sit all the way back to that child's pose. As we inhale, roll the shoulders back. Imagine you're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Nice, and then exhale, leading with the tailbone, sending the hips down. If you do struggle with wrists, you can always place a couple of pillows or blocks underneath. If you have more space, maybe think about pushing the tops of the feet to lift the knees away from the floor. It just deepens those hip flexors. Again, take it back. We're just going to take a couple more. Opening the front and then exhale to open out the back. So we're really working through that whole spinal column this morning or today. Back to that all fours position. So again, hands under shoulders, knees underneath hips. And this time we're going to tuck our toes. So we're going to combine those 2 movements into our basic spinal wave today. So as we inhale, I want you to lower the belly, lift the hips, lift the head. But this time we're going to sink the hips all the way back to the heels. Nice. As we exhale, we tuck the chin and we round ourselves back forward. So it's just a little bit more of a wave-like sensation. Inhale, lift the hips, the head, sink the hips back. And then exhale, tuck the chin to chest, rounding forward. So let's just take 3 to 4 more. Again, you can move however it feels best for your body. Maybe get a few clicks and cracks out of the way. Lovely, let's just take that final one. Just my shoulders clicking as we move. We're going to keep those toes tucked, make our way to our downward facing dog. So we're just going to slowly lift those hips up towards the sky. Looking for some length in the spine. We maybe just paddle out through the feet to release the back of the legs for a moment. Just staying here for a short while. And when you feel ready, what we're going to do, we're going to soften the knees, walk the hands towards the feet, let the head and the shoulders be nice and heavy, and then slowly peel yourself. Landing, the head is the last thing to rise. So we're going to come into a series of our roll downs with a step through. So I'll give you 2 different options. I'm just going to start with our feet in parallel, tucking our chin to chest, slowly roll down. If we're super tight, maybe bending through the knees. Again, let the head, shoulders, neck be heavy. Gazing forwards, we're going to walk into a plank position. And then we're going to step that right foot into a nice low lunge, pulling the right arm back. If that's too much, we can take it on the knee. And then we plant the hand back down, step to our plank, walk it back up. As we walk up, we're trying to keep those hips nice and stable. So maybe adding that bend into the knees. So the next time we're going to shoot that left leg So maybe as we come into our plank, we need to lower the knees. Alternatively, we can step all the way through, pulling that left arm back, twisting towards the sky. Step back to your plank, and then we walk it all the way back up. Lovely. We're going to take that 2 more times, once more each side. So again, rolling down, let that spine peel, maybe soften the knees. Beautiful. We walk it forwards, step it through. Back into that plank, walk it all the way back. Again, always moving at a pace that feels good for your body. The slower we go, we find more control, more stability. And then finally, rolling those shoulders, lifting the head. Just take a few shoulder rolls all the way back. We're going to come back to our downward dog. So rolling all the way down, heavy head, heavy arms, heavy neck. Take the hands just past halfway of the mat. So we come back to that lovely downward facing dog. Paddle out the feet if we need to, taking any sways if that feels good for the body. And then on your next inhale, we're going to lift our right leg towards the sky, coming into our 3-legged dog. Gaze forwards. And then we're going to step to the top of the mat. Lovely. Softly lower our left knee down. And we're going to come into a nice little flow of our low crescent lunge to our half split. So if you feel like you're rounding through the shoulders here to try and reach the ground, just place a couple of props, maybe some blocks under the hand, just to have that elongation through the spine. We're going to stay here for our inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to send those hips back. Let the toes come up to the sky. If we're using blocks, feel free to move them with you to keep that stability. Inhale, we rock forwards. And then exhale, we rock back. Lovely. The more we flex through the feet, the more sensation we might fire up through the back of that leg. We're just going to take this 2 more times, maybe leaving the toes down just to see how that feels over the top of the ankle. Or maybe just keeping the foot flexed each time. It's personal choice. Lovely. Rolling it back forwards. We're going to do one more with the foot flexed, pausing at the back, again checking for that length through the spine. So if you need blocks, have blocks. If we don't have any, we can always hold the hips. And breathing quite deeply now, we're going to turn our toes out towards the side, so it just goes a little bit tighter into our IT band, and then draw it back in. We're just going to take that 2 or 3 more times, softly out. How's that feel? A little bit more intensified. Lovely. So always, whenever we do our practices, just think about breathing nice and steady. It helps. We're going to come all the way forwards. Tuck the toes of the left foot under, step back to your downward dog, finding it with ease. And then we're going to take that all on the left side. Inhale, lifting that left leg. Gaze forwards, and then we step to the top of our mat. Nice, soften the right knee. Finding that length in the spine again if we need blocks or props under our hands. Inhale to open the chest. Exhale, we send those hips back. Nice little half split. Every inhale, we sway forwards. Every exhale, we draw it back. You might find that this side has more space, maybe this side has a little less space. So just always working to where your body is when you step onto your mat, rather than trying to make it even each side or to push yourself to where you've been. Okay, again, the last time we're going to hold it, keeping that foot flexed, nice long spine, and then we're going to turn out, seeing if we can turn out from the hip. You can even test by placing the hand on the outside of the hip to see if there's any movement here, so that it's not just coming from the knee. Good. Just taking it that final time. Lunge back forwards. Tuck the right toes under, we step back up to our downward dog. Soften the knees all the way down to the mat. Maybe take a little rest in our child's pose. Maybe gently swaying the hips, shimmy the shoulders.
And that's it for today. Make sure you check out day 5, which is the next in our mobility series. I'll link it in the description below. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, and see you soon.